How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Dragonball Explained. This time we're talking all about the newest chapter of Dragon Ball Super. The manga has been really kicking it off into high gear, and it's been getting kind of crazy. This newest chapter is probably one of my favorite ones so far, but it's the ending of the Moro arc, so if you haven't read it, or if you don't want to get spoiled, come back later and tell me in the comments below what you thought of the chapter. So chapter 66 starts with all the Z fighters just kind of standing there. Watching the fight against Moror, they realize just how far off it is at this point. They realize that their energy is getting absorbed. This is because Moror is now part of the Earth itself. So all over the world, people's energy are getting taken. It's kind of like a reverse Spirit Bomb. I think it's actually really cool because it uses the same imagery that the Spirit Bomb uses. Specifically the Spirit Bomb against Majin Buu. But it's evil. It kind of reminds me of Cell in Budokai 3, where his ultimate is a Spirit Bomb, but he says, "Share your stupid energy with me," which just means that the Spirit Bomb that he uses is potentially even stronger than the one Goku uses. Moro has arms coming out of the ground from every angle. Goku's trying to dodge them all. Of course, he's an Ultra Instinct, Mastered Ultra Instinct, so he's doing pretty well for himself. But even so, he can't keep up. Remember, Moro just absorbed Merus, meaning he has some form of divine power. Maybe not exactly Ultra Instinct, but his hair did become white. It gets so bad to the point where Beerus actually is going to intervene. We get clickbaited because Beerus doesn't actually intervene. He does say that the destruction of Earth would be inconvenient and that he doesn't want the other gods to see him do this, but then Whis chimes in and says that the Grand Priest wants them to go to the Angel Realm. Of course, this happened just in time. It's probably about Merus stuff, probably setting up for the next arc, which I'm excited about. But Whis, of course, being the more helpful one of the two, as we've seen with Broly and stuff like that, goes down and actually gives a hint to Goku. The way to destroy Moro is by destroying the little gem he has on his forehead, and the Earth will be safe. Sadly, just when Whis leaves, Moro has become so huge, the gem in his forehead starts to diverge in. It just disappears from his forehead. Goku doesn't know what to do about it until Vegeta arrives and helps. Vegeta can't allow everyone on Earth to get their power taken, so he starts to punch the ground just to try to spirit fission some energy back to the people. It's pretty cool. We get imagery of the little orbs of energy of Genki flying off back to everyone, and Vegeta actually manages to get the little gem out again. We get a really cool panel of Goku with his fist out, saying, "This is it, this is my final fist." It's kind of reminiscent of Goku's final fist against Piccolo and the Dragon Fist. I think it's pretty reminiscent of that. I think in particular, though, it reminds me of the Dragon Fist because he's trying to avoid Hirudegar's fist while he's going up there, and over here, Moro is just throwing arms at him, just arms coming off the ground. It's really cool because Goku has to swerve all through it, but he actually gets trapped, and all his energy starts to get taken away, so much so that he reverts back to base form. Jacko and Krillin are there, and it's really cool to see Jacko as part of the Z fighters of the Dragon team at this point. I think it's really cool. He's one of my favorite characters because of his own manga, and he realizes something that no one else does. That the Vine Key is the key here, so he goes off to the lookout, leaving Krillin behind. Meanwhile, all the rest of the Z fighters arrive, and Piccolo asks Vegeta to take their energy and give it to Goku, so it's kind of like a Spirit Bomb. But rather than taking the energy to damage someone, Vegeta's taking the energy to give it to someone else. But I think it's important to point out that it's a rather small thing. That's why it reminded me of the Spirit Bomb from the Saiyan arc, because it's really small. It just goes over his hand, and this is enough to push Goku into Super Saiyan Blue, but he still can't get through. Jacko finally arrives at the lookout, and he tells them, "Where's Majin Buu? We need Majin Buu. He's the one with all the power we need." But to no one's surprise, Majin Buu is asleep. It's really sad in this portion. It's always sad when Goku starts to lose faith in himself, because Goku's always been the light of hope. If Goku's the one saying, "Oh, we're done for, I'm sorry I couldn't do this, I'm sorry, Merus," then you're really screwed, because Goku's always been the optimistic one at that point. There's a few ideas being thrown around, like Yamcha saying we can use the Super Dragon Balls, but Krillin argues against it because if Moro explodes, then the whole galaxy will be destroyed, not just planet Earth. And this is where my favorite part of the manga comes in. A giant orb of ki, of Genki, comes from behind them onto Vegeta because he's the one collecting all the energy. It's crazy when I saw this because everybody's ki, all the Z fighters gave ki, and it was just a little ball. But then this giant one came through. At first I was like, It's gotta be like the rest of the humans, or maybe Otherworld, kinda similar to what happened in the Buu arc. But no, because we zoom in onto a little kid on the village. The Dai Kaioshin is behind him, the Grand Supreme Kai, and we see that it's Oob. Oob is giving energy to Goku. The Grand Supreme Kai is telling him, hey, sorry, this is so sudden, I know you don't know me, but we need your help. It turns out, most of the power that the Grand Supreme Kai had didn't go to Fat Buu. It instead went to Little Buu, Kid Buu. So now Oob is the one with it. The fact that Oob is this monstrous being with incredible ki, more so than just being super strong, I think him having like a ginormous ki reserve because of who he is, I think is super cool. He was foreshadowed a little bit because Goku did see Oob a long time ago. I don't remember, I think it was during the Universe Survival arc. There's just a glimpse at him. He was also mentioned in the anime, but this is the first time he has speaking lines in the Dragon Ball Super manga. I really hope that after this we move forward to the end of Z. I think it's the perfect time. We've introduced Oob. We know what's gonna happen. So just give Goku a change of clothes and let's move on with this. Come on. I really want to see what happens after. Vegeta throws the giant spirit key thing to Goku, and finally he gets back Ultra Instinct. But it's not just any Ultra Instinct. Goku managed to transform his aura into a giant key monster, for lack of a better term, of himself. And we never really see stuff like this, especially not from Goku. But I love it. I know a lot of people think this is super dumb, and I really hope it's done again, because this is a really cool concept. But inside, in the forehead of the giant Goku, kind of as if he was the gem, Goku sits there, finally manages to punch the gem in Moro's forehead. Toyotaro's arc is at its peak here. There's this really cool spread of giant Ki Goku. It makes me really want to see Moro in Dragon Ball video games soon. No doubt that he'll be there, especially if they adapt this arc. I'm sure they will. There's a huge explosion, there's volcanoes exploding, and finally Goku's done it. Whis smiles from above. You know, Whis is always on Goku's side. Whis is supposed to be super, oh, I'm not supposed to intervene with things, but he always ends up at least telling Goku, like a little hint, or distracting Broly. You know, it's kind of silly, but I like Whis in that way. Goku gives a final thumbs up, and that's the end of the Moro arc. I thought it was a super cool ending. It's my favorite arc of Dragon Ball Super thus far. I know a lot of people don't like it. They think Moro is a lame villain. I thought it was a lot of fun. There's a bunch of throwbacks to original Dragon Ball manga. I loved it. You know, it may be a little cheap sometimes to reference this thing over here rather than come up with your own thing, but I think it turned out well. I think Toyotaro's really coming in his own. His artwork and his paneling has improved immensely, and I can finally say that he's a little more worthy of doing this series. I've always liked him a lot more than other people, but man, looking back at the Battle of Gods stuff, there's a huge difference. There's so much text all the time in Battle of Gods. Here, he lets the artwork breathe. He lets the artwork tell the story. It's a lot better. Curious how the anime is gonna do a lot of this. I hope that it's not just all daytime, because a lot of this stuff, this is a long arc, and it feels like they could have gone through the entire day. So, in my opinion, I think the ending of the arc, at least, takes place at night. Or maybe some part before that took place at night, and now sunrise once again. I think that'd be pretty cool to see. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Leave in the comments below what you thought. Subscribe, share, all the good stuff. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. We're literally at 97.5, if I checked right this morning. We may be at it even more at this point. It means a lot to me, all your support, and keep loving Dragon Ball. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Smugstick, unless you want to be destroyed.
Lord Beerus, that's hardly fair. But also, don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified when he uploads new videos.